Well, the season hasn't started exactly how we wanted to with Sporting. We have looked rubbish. I've tried to blame it on the winter update, but this tactic still seems to work okay with Barcelona. So I think it's just that this Sporting team isn't very good. We've got a week of transfer window left for me to decide to go back on my youth-only idea. I'm going to try and hold firm, but if we lose another league game, I might be left with no choice. Equally, if we fail to qualify for Europe, I may be left with no choice. Decisive stuff coming up. So yeah, if you weren't here in the streams at the end of last week, I think it was Thursday night we did the stream, or of course watching the LOLLUJO 2 catch-up video, we looked really good in Europe. A 7-0 win there, a 6-1 win there. We scored 4 goals away from home there. But in the league, we've had an absolutely pathetic start. We lost the Super Cup to Porto. They absolutely battered us. But then we've lost our first 2 league games of the season with boring 1-0 defeats against Estoril Praia and Famalicão, which means after 2 games, we're in the relegation zone. We need to finish top 3 this year, or I'm going to get the boot. So we need to turn that around, and we need to turn it around immediately, whilst also making sure that we qualify for the Conference League group stage, or that's also a disaster. That would, if we don't even qualify for that, I mean, Conference League group stage is already a step back from the Champions League group stage we were in at Servette. But if we don't get into a European group stage at all, we really do have to start to question whether this was a move onwards and upwards up the footballing pyramid like we thought it was. So we start things off with the first leg against Hammarby. We then got a very tricky away game against a Boa Vista team who are expected to be probably above us in the league. As it's okay, we're still expected 3rd, they're expected 6th. We've both had fairly poor starts to the season. We'll both be looking for wins there. Oh, there's much oh God, we're straight into this. Past Kev hasn't given me any time to breathe here, has he? Straight into the Hammarby game. So let's just throw that on, and I'll get caught up with the chat while hopefully we're rattling in some goals. We have been good in our home matches in Europe so far. So fingers crossed that will continue. Yes, Becky, there will be a podcast that will this time be out at the same time as the video. We'll editor gets fired if it doesn't come out at the same time. Kyle, thank you very much for 2 months. How terrible are the buses in the UK that's my image of them. I mean, if they're big vehicles with a load of strangers on, they're awful everywhere. I ain't going on a bus anywhere ever. They're horrible. We're getting knocked out of Europe here. I'm going to get fired. This is my first firing of this series. Right, this game against Boa Vista, quite important. We're probably going to lose it, which would be problematic. Here I go. Oh. Hold me down. Right, you're going to do that. We're tweaking ever so slightly. That is basically identical to the Barcelona system now. We'll lose the press. Right, it is now identical to the Barcelona system, I think. So let's see if those couple of tweaks make all the difference. I've got set piece instructions on, haven't I? Yeah. And bearing in mind as well, I'm carrying around expensive camera gear and all sorts of, like, 2 phones, my wallet. But there's loads of stuff to rob on me, and no one ever tries. But like someone said, I think it helps that I'm a great big 6'2", 24 stone hunk of man. But yeah, there is certain foods in certain countries that are delicious. And putting a stew inside breadcrumbs and then deep frying it, I'm now learning Europe does very right. Coffee, Europe does very right. Breakfast, Europeans need to just learn what the mornings are for and understand how to do breakfast. Because any European country I've ever been to, I mean, there's a reason continental breakfast translate in the dictionary to epic disappointment. Learn how to do breakfast, Europe. Goodness me, give me some eggs. And I do not mean hard-boiled eggs. The closest I could get to an egg all weekend in the morning was half a hard-boiled egg at the airport yesterday morning. I don't want loads of cold meat for breakfast. Goodness me. Cold meat and dry bread. Oh, delicious. What a lovely start to the day. Goodness me. I had This was a moment that was right up there with the Amsterdam sausage roll that turned out to have curry sauce in it. I was at the airport yesterday morning, taken what I thought was a croissant, because I did exactly what Mr. Rymo has said, just give me a croissant in the morning and I'm good. I was looking at the little breakfast spread in the airport lounge, and they had these little, they look like little mini croissants, and I was like, okay, I don't want a plate of cold meat and cheese because I've got gallstones. I'll give the cold meat and cheese a miss, but I will have a couple of these little mini croissants. I'll have a coffee. There was some nuts. I had some nuts. I had half a hard-boiled egg. Bit into this little croissant. I thought, you know what, I'll be doubly good. I'm not even going to butter it. Mainly because I couldn't find the butter. You've got all this bread and cheese, no butter to be seen, no jam. What am I supposed to put on a croissant? So rather than splitting it open and trying to butter it or put some jam in it, I bit into it. There was a sausage in it! A mysterious mystery sausage inside my croissant. It was amazing. Absolutely shouldn't have eaten it, because I shouldn't be eating that kind of thing, especially for breakfast with my gallstones. But it was like a sausage roll, but rather than sausage meat, it was like a little cocktail sausage. It was a sausage with integrity. It wasn't just sausage meat, but it was a croissant around it. Blew my mind. That was amazing. Right, let's beat... Oh, God, it's Hammerby. Hammerby if... Let's do a football! Don't be too excited about doing a football, Anna. Are you leaning on my chair there? No. Can we not? I can feel it breaking. But you are, though. I've just got my arm off. But you were leaning on it, though. Please stop doing that. I'm not mean. I don't want you to break another chair. Excuse me? My 2 chairs ago, the arm fell off. Do you not remember? Because you used to come in and lean on the arm. Paul, thank you very much for 27 months. It was 2 chairs ago. Oh yeah, the middle one I rejected. That can't be Anna's fault. I mean, it probably wasn't completely Anna's fault, but it was the arm she used to come and lean on. But it's also the arm that I would lean on. It was a rubbish chair. It was one of those ones that you get. I think I got it free with my PC. What are those chairs? It probably wasn't free. It was probably an extra £200 when I got my PC. But because it came with my PC, I considered it free because I don't understand money and the value of things. What are they called? GT Omega, is it them? Them rubbish chairs that fall apart? Entry-level gaming chairs? Oh, they're trash. Ooh, she's left the phone on top. Yes. Why has she moved the phone from there to over there? Anna! Anna! Anna, come back! Why did you leave the phone on there? Because I'm not going upstairs at the moment. So can I put it back here? There's a bowl in here. Oh, because I had to take it off Dave last night. This was the popcorn bowl. So you can take it back upstairs when we're going to bed? Yeah, but then I just put a mug in it and left it there. That was Topher's fault anyway. It was your fault, Topher, because I had to upload that footage to you last night. So after we'd finished watching The Last of Us last night, I came in here with popcorn bowl in hand and sat there watching clips upload. And then when it had finally finished and I said, I'm going to bed now, I left the bowl in here. We did a football. It's weekly. Boo. Hideous. Oh, and that's hideous as well. We might get knocked out of Europe here. It's now 1-1 on the night, 2-2 on aggregate. If I get knocked out, what's the strategy? Try and get in next year. There's the red card. Magic. It's not called a playoff in the Conference League. It is just the 4th qualifying round. It's only in the Champions League they call the 4th round a playoff. Right, come on. Samuel is our goalkeeper, isn't he? Come on, Samuel. Oh, I thought he'd saved that. I was on my way up. Come on, football needs to be done. Come on. And I think the way to guarantee we get through is to sign up for HelloFresh while the penalty shootout is going on. Exclamation mark HelloFresh in the chat to get 50% off your first box, 35% off your next 3 boxes. Delicious foods are to be had, boys and girls. Delicious, delicious foods. Ah! All gone wrong. And here's Klotz to ruin my day. Do you wanna? Hey, come on. Come on. That's it. I mean, it's almost as if I wanted the HelloFresh ad to be in the video. Who'd have thought? Right, this is quite an important penalty. If we could score it, that would be super. Please save the penalty. Oh! 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 Here we go! We were just being teased. We're getting through after all. Come on! Come on, football! It was never in doubt. Come on, here we go. A moment is incoming. Are you ready for a moment, boys and girls? Get your goat screams ready. See, never in doubt. Who the hell are... That is 6 made-up teams. We're going to win this tournament. None of them are real. Right, here we go. A toolbox talk is a short presentation to the workforce on a single aspect of health and safety. We prepare toolbox talks to save you the time and effort of writing them yourself. They may be in PowerPoint, portable document format, or a video. Wow. They do sound exciting. We're losing as well. Might get a small points deduction. They might get an enormous fine. They might get a short transfer embargo. But there's not a chance they're getting relegated. Not a chance. Yeah, I imagine they'll wait until they see the end of this season. If they finish second, let's say they finish second and they're 10 points clear of 5th place, they'll get an 8-point deduction just to make sure they still get into the Champions League and it doesn't take a title away from them. And the Rangers situation was very different. They completely liquidated as a club, didn't they? And reformed. Rangers weren't punished by being relegated. The club that was in the SPL was liquidated and a new club formed in the 4th tier with the same name. That's a very different scenario. They weren't relegated to the 4th tier. They liquidated and were denied readmission. And we're beating Benfica now. Come on, then. They're still not going to relegate Barcelona, are they? Man City might get an enormous fine. I mean, they can pay it, just like Barcelona can. La Liga wouldn't relegate Barcelona because that completely devalues their league. Blimey, Smoothman's in. Who summoned Smoothman? That mean his sub's expired and he's waiting for someone to give him a freebie. Shady's not here, Smoothman. You're going to have to buy your own for once. I think I just decided I really didn't want one. Oh, of course, I've got the Everton shirt. Yes, I forgot I had the Everton shirt. With Mr. Everton on the back. Man United aren't their rivals, though. That's a good point. So what, like Fulham or Brentford or some other team at their kind of level, and then you'd get upset. Football! Who's that ginger guy that played for Dongs for years? Dean Lewington. One of the people in the world that I dislike the most. Yeah, if he's there, he can take my poo-stained shirt off me. Right, we're playing in the Conference League against Astana from Kazakhstan. I feel like we can probably put the reserves out in this, can't we? I think we will. If we lose, then we won't put them out for the next game, but I think we focus on the league with our first team. Looks like they made Club Red bigger because it's family weekend. So anywhere in red gets me access to the bar, does it? Interesting. We're losing. We probably shouldn't have put the reserves out. We might have to do the first team for the rest of this tournament, which will be very sad. Forget that. Here we go. Here we go. Is the bar so you can watch another game? Yeah. I was going to fill up on appetizers if there's a bar. Oh, football! Do I have the 100k one? I have 200k plaques. If I could switch to the other camera angle, you should be able to see them both on the wall, I think. Hold on. As someone's asked. There they are, look. 2 play buttons. One for the main channel, one for the vlog channel. And some football shirts. And that was from when I defeated Pete Dunne to become UK champion. If Smoothman's still here, he'll confirm that me and Smoothman are still officially part of a faction with Will Ospreay and Pete Dunne. The 4 of us never split up. We were the most dominant faction in UK independent wrestling history. There is a photograph of the 4 of us together somewhere on the internet. Football. Who needs the first team? I'm now going to go. I'm going to go to Facebook. I know this picture's on Facebook. I hate the fact I'm logging into Facebook for the first time in years. It doesn't matter this much, I suppose. I could focus on the Football Manager. Oh, I've logged into Facebook for that. Our faction have a name. Kev plus 3 other guys. One of my favourite things that's happened this year was when I went to see New Japan at Crystal Palace. As Gideon Gray off of the United Empire, as he was leaving the ring after their match, I was like 2 rows back from the front row and he just pointed right at me. I love your YouTube videos. And then carried on walking. And that was brilliant. So I'm basically in the United Empire. There you go. There's the picture of the greatest faction in professional wrestling history. Look at us. That's not a wrestling faction. I don't know what is. That is a foursome that could take on the Bloodline easily. Oh, every Conference League game is getting the reserves at the moment, unless we come up against someone good. I don't expect us playing anything other than the reserves in the group stage. We only have to finish top 24 out of a group of nothing teams like this one. We'll just play the reserves every match. There's a swoosh on my arm. Why is it there? Is it not on the main part of the shirt? Why is the swoosh over here rather than on my chest? This is a confusing shirt. Have I figured out why players picked Barcelona over Chelsea last summer after going to Barcelona? Yeah, they've got a lovely club shop. And I must have walked past 5 Taco Bells over the course of the weekend. I've never seen so many Taco Bells in one city as in Barcelona. They love a Taco Bell there. We're having hospitality catering, aren't we? It'll be fine. Yeah, Anna will give you your instructions for what I am and am not allowed to eat. But the general gist is I'm not allowed anything deep fried. I'm not allowed hard cheese. I should probably avoid red meat. And nothing too high fat percentage. And I can't have too large a portion. Anna hasn't ever spoken to me before, so I doubt it. Oh, she'll send you the package. Don't you worry. She's got this bee in her bonnet about me not dying. She really seems to want me to not die. So I think she might well send you instructions. You know, you can eat out at restaurants that are not chains. I can, but I can't look at those menus as easily in advance. And as a man who doesn't like to do stuff without adequate preparation, I'm not just going to turn up at a restaurant and get random food. Oh, we're actually playing a league game. Let's finish the stream with an actual league game where we're actually playing the actual first team. What a remarkable novelty this is. They're going to be well rested, that's for sure. That right there is a football. Well, I didn't expect to be pushing for the Champions League spots by the end of the stream. So we've definitely turned this ship around. Remember, boys and girls, because this is the last match of the stream, we're going to be wrapping things up shortly. Remember, there's no stream tomorrow. I've got important business to attend to tomorrow evening, but we'll be back Thursday evening, and we'll also be doing Sunday this week as well, because McDonald's is on Saturday, so we should be completely fine to do a Sunday night stream this week, so you'll get some late night love this week as well, which will be lovely.